When it comes to naming your podcast, it can feel really overwhelming. On one hand, you want to pique listener interest, and on the other, you want to perfectly encapsulate what your show is about. With that in mind, here are some questions that you can consider when naming your podcast. Question number 1 is, what is your podcast about? Is it maybe a topic on knitting sweaters for cats, or is it teaching people Asian recipes? Now, knowing the topic of your show can help you come up with words or phrases that can make its way into your podcast name. Now, for example, if you are teaching people Asian recipes, maybe words like wok or bao or chopsticks can be really useful in coming up with a name. Question number 2 is, what can your audience members expect to learn when listening to your show? Now, the truth is, clickbait doesn't work in podcasting. So you want to have a clear and compelling title that conveys exactly what your audience members are going to learn, so that when they listen, they're going to know what to expect and most likely subscribe to your show. As an example, that's why we rebranded from 5-Minute Mondays to Podcasting Q&A, so that audience members know what to expect. That it's a show where people can submit questions related to podcasting and we answer them. It really is that simple. Question number 3 is, what is the tone of your podcast? Is it more serious, like a true crime type show? Or is it more lighthearted, like knitting sweaters for cats? Knowing the tone of your podcast can help you come up with words for your show so that your audience members know what to expect when they're going to tune in. Now, going back to the example of Asian recipes, a more lighthearted name could be Wok and Roll, or a more serious name could be Home Kitchen Wok. Question number 4. Is my podcast name unique? Once you've come up with the name of your show, you want to be able to still stand out while being clear. So that means going to your podcasting app or doing a simple online search, typing in the name of your potential show to see what's already out there. So why is this important? Because you want your potential listeners to find your show, not somebody else's. So you want your name to be unique enough so that when potential listeners go to their favorite podcast app or do an online search and search for your show, they're going to find yours and not somebody else's. Remember, your podcast name will most likely be your potential listeners' first impression of your show. So you want to make sure you get it right. So that means making sure it's clear, unique, and conveys the tone of your show so that potential listeners know what to expect. Of course, don't put too much pressure on yourself. If later down the line you come up with a better, more well-suited name for your show, that's perfectly fine. You can change it. As long as your audience members are still subscribed to your show, they'll keep getting new episodes with a new name. Thanks for listening to Podcasting Q&A. If you have a question you would like for us to answer on a future episode of the show, head to speakpipe.com/Buzzsprout or click on the link in the show notes and leave a brief audio message. Podcasting Q&A is available in both video and audio format. If you prefer video, please subscribe to the Buzzsprout YouTube channel. And if you like audio, Podcasting Q&A is available in all your favorite podcast apps. That's it for today. Thanks for listening, and as always, keep podcasting.